So first, welcome back to the Golden Shack podcast. I want to introduce Tanner. This is my good friend, a long friend. Even though we're not super tight as much as we used to be, or as much as I would like to. Um, you moved away, and then just life stuff in general, everything. But we've been friends since sixth grade. I think like
Yeah.
12 years old, man. It's been a while.
It's like
So
half our
if you want
life.
to go ahead, you said what?
It's like half our life thinking about it.
I know that's crazy. That's actually crazy. But you want
Yeah.
to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, yeah. My name is Tanner Haynes. I grew up around Houston. We went to middle school with Chris. I met him, I believe, first day. I think in PE or some class. It's
It
hard to
was
even
before
remember.
classes. Like we just lined up in the gym.
Yeah, because that's where they put us, like just to start off the day.
Yeah.
Dang. So yeah, we were friends then. I knew you as Yellow Gum back then.
Yeah, yellow gum. I forgot about that. Yellow gum, bro. That was my username for everything.
That's how I think I found you on Instagram. It was just a picture of yellow gum, but we've
Bro, it was
been
just a
friends since
yellow gum
then.
bug.
Yeah, yeah, we've been friends since then. I don't really remember once we got to seventh and eighth grade if we talked that much, but I definitely know that high school, like at least the end of freshman year, started playing games again. I moved off to college, and we've just kind of connected here and there. But we both found God in our own ways. Both started pursuing Him in our own ways, and I really think that our friendship has taken on a new meaning since we both came to Christ. And just trying to go forward, I guess.
Yeah. It's like a full circle moment because I feel like we just kind of like went our own ways and then we met up again. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I want to bring you on to this episode because we're gonna be talking about friendship,
Oh.
and my friend. So first, how would you define friendship, or what should friendship look like?
I think friendship, I mean, who am I to say is my like humble take, but friendship to me is like an iron sharpening iron type of
Yeah,
bond. A true friend is someone who tells the truth and is loving and supportive and is not envious of your success. A friend like wants and does everything in their power to help the other be successful with no personal envy, I guess.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Would you say that like most of the world reflects that type of friendship?
Mm, no. No. Simply put,
Just a
not
straight
to
no.
dog on them. It a lot of the world is friendship is like I'm gonna support you, just do whatever you want. And like I do agree, like letting people exercise their free will, but I also agree in trying to keep each other in check, from a spiritual
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah. And even not like even stepping away from like a spiritual perspective, it's like if you have a friend who's indulging in all these things that's doing them harm, and you're just
Hmm.
kind of not enticing, what's the word? It's like you're just enabling it. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I get what you're saying. I feel like nowadays it's like most people are just selfish in everything. So it's
Hmm.
almost like what can this person do for me? Right?
Yeah.
Um, and in the Bible, there's four forms of love. If y'all didn't know, philia is, I think it's a Hebrew word, philia or something. It's a friendship. It's a strong personal bond. And I look at First Samuel. Are you familiar with First Samuel?
Mm-mm.
I'm not too familiar. I just know about David and Jonathan. David from David and Goliath, and King Saul brought him in, pretty much kidnapped him. And his son, Jonathan, they became best friends just off rip. And so Saul, like you said, he just started getting envy of David. He saw all his success. He thought the Lord was with him, no longer with me, Saul. And Jonathan was best friends. Like eventually Saul tried to kill David three times, and this is like Jonathan's best friend. Saul, his
Hmm.
dad's trying to kill him, so it's like he's trying to prevent these things. Like he's causing these own things from his family, from his life for his friend, and even like at the end of it, King David. We know David went on to be king. That was supposed to be Jonathan's. He was the eldest son. He was the heir to the throne. He said, "Nah, I'm gonna give it to my best friend. I'm cool with being second in command." So it's even like that, where like it kind of reminds me of that verse John 15:13, where it's like there's no greater, I think, honor than like laying your life down for your friend. And so even though like he didn't die, he gave up the kingship. You know, like that's pretty big. And so like that he did that for his friend. So it's like that
Mm-hmm.
should be like the standard of friendship, David and Jonathan.
Like
And a
the
friend loves it all
sacrifice.
the time. Yeah, sacrifice. It's like I think love requires sacrifice and there's love in friendship. You know, it's like now it's like I feel like I think you and I could both relate. Like our friend group, we were just very like if you said like Tanner, I love you, you
You
know,
didn't listen.
it's like no, that's fruity. So
Yeah.
so it's like I feel like now it's almost like a like it's okay to say you love your friends, you know, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's like something that like you have to be able to do and sacrifice or love requires sacrifice, even in something like as simple as time, you know, or like being someone to lean on when your friends are in trouble or anything like that. Um, you have any experiences where like you weren't the best friend, maybe?
All over the place, dude. Like all over the place. Even to this day, like I feel it in my best friends and my like the more tertiary friends. Like, yeah, definitely before I came to Christ, like my biggest unknown sins was so like that I didn't see in myself yet were selfishness and like you said, like time, like sacrificing time. Like I just feel like I could have been the person to reach out more. And a myriad of other things, but definitely I have definitely not been the best friend in my lifetime.
Yeah, for sure. Me too, man. Even to this day, I'm the same way, actually. Where like with time, where it's like there's times where I'm just focused on me. And it's like in this world, it's almost like you have to. You gotta focus on your job. You gotta pay your bills. You know, you gotta take care of your family. But at the same time, it's like I think there's something crucial in being able to like I don't know what's like get on your knees pretty much and just scrub someone else's feet. And even
Yeah.
that, it's like people look at that and they're like, get on your knees. What are you talking about? But it's
Hmm.
like it's like I really feel like it's like there's things from the Bible that the devil taints and like just skews and so it's like it's just kind of hard to talk about Christ to some people like that. But I remember there's some people in junior high, I want to say, man, there were some good people. Like there were some solid people, would have been great friends. And I was so worried about my image, right? And I was like, I'm not trying to be seen with these people, but they were
Hmm.
like good people. And it's like it's just that's selfish. You know, I was just here worrying about myself. But
Yeah.
you went out to high school. You went to a different high school than me. You know, we got split up. And I say this all the time. It's like I feel like you really found your group. Like you have solid friends to this day. How
Hmm.
do you find those people?
I God, just blind luck. I mean, I wasn't at that point in my life, and at that point in my life, I just wasn't moving with any sense of purpose. I was just moving with the way the wind took me, and that's the way the wind took me. So I definitely feel very blessed. Fulshire is very small, or the school that the high school I went to was very small. There was only freshmen and sophomores. I think our class was like 100 the first year, 100 students. So like between playing basketball, baseball, and football my first year, I had like 10 people that were on all three of those teams. So I was just constantly around the same group of guys, and the whole school knew each other. So it was pretty easy to find the relationships in that sense. And I just kind of carried those. I will say, like, the main friend group that I have now, we defined right before COVID hit. Like, we made our group chat and made our little group name like 2 weeks before we got kicked out of school forever. So
Damn.
I will say that was very lucky. We started playing Minecraft. I made us.
Always Minecraft, man. Uh, yeah, no, so you think it's like you shouldn't look for your friends, you shouldn't look for love, just let it come to you. Like,
mm, I wouldn't say that. I think you definitely should be on the lookout for what God's putting in your life, but forcing it and looking for it in the wrong places, I would say. I mean, I'd even say that's like how I met my girlfriend. You know, I moved home once, like one summer, and I was like, I am not going back to school for that. I'm going to transfer to a school in Houston, and I'm going to study something different because I don't want to do that anymore. Um, but then that's the summer that I really started talking to Christ, and I felt like he was pushing me back to SFA, and I came back, and the first day of classes, the first class I had that whole semester, I sat next to my girlfriend. So
crazy.
and yeah, so that's and that whole period of my life, I definitely felt it. So I don't know. When I spoke to God about that, I was like, I'm not gonna go searching, but whenever you introduce it, I'm gonna try and be ready for it through you, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't say
Yeah.
like blind forcing, but searching is definitely, I don't know, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like with her, you feel like you knew, like this is like from God.
Definitely. I
Dang,
don't know.
like that.
Not to be like I don't. I really am trying not to come off as cross as arrogant, but she would attest like pretty much from the second that I sat next to her. I won't go into the story, but we had a common friend who, for some reason, asked for both of our schedules, which is very rare in college. So she was like, "Hey, my friend's in that class," and I was like, "Okay, cool." You know, like I'm not gonna search that person out, just whatever. But I actually ended up sitting next to her, and she was just like, "Are you our Katie's friend?" And I was like, "Yeah." And ever since then, that's what it's been.
Yeah, no, I feel like for sure it's like when something's from God, like for me it's like I'm thinking of like thoughts. Like when you have a thought that's from like from God, like I feel like you know, it's like that feeling where there's no question about it. That's really powerful. You think was that like a tough decision for you to go back? Because you made it sound like you were like full bent, like I'm never going back. Was that like
I
how'd you
mean,
go back?
I was running from my problems first. Like I had worked for a
Hmm.
veterinarian that was really crushing and just very demeaning and destroyed the little confidence I had, along with other personal relationships and other stuff that just drove me down to my lowest. I was really just running home to my parents to do something comforting. But when I started speaking to God, it was like I don't know. I really can't even describe it. You know, it's more of a feeling than a thought process when I don't know. It was like a
Hmm.
honeymoon phase with God though, because like I was just like just meeting him, just talking to him, just feeling what his love felt like, and I really just felt like that's the way that I was supposed to go. I mean, I was only a year out from finishing my degree, and being a vet's been my dreams for like since I was like in middle school. So it wasn't like I was going back to anything bad. It was just like, all right, quit playing games. Let's get back to work, I guess.
Yeah. And you kind of touched base on this a little bit, but it's like when you have like I want to say like what's the balance between having worldly friends and having like friends of faith? You think it's a bad
Mm.
mix?
It's really case by case, you know. It's like there's an infinite ways that this could like be portrayed in real life. I think it's like those worldly friends, like you can still love them the same way you love everybody else. You just
Hmm.
with you, it's just like our entire 2 hour conversation can just God can never leave like the topic. His name, Jesus's name, can never leave. But worldly friends, it's like you just have to be out in the world with them. So
Yeah. I
I
feel
wouldn't say
like
it's
it
bad to
makes
have
me.
them.
You said what?
I wouldn't say it's bad to have them. Just don't live like them. I guess as hard as that
Yeah.
sounds, that's harsh.
Yeah. And
Not that they're bad people.
yeah, and it's also a little tough because like you know what they say is like the sum of your five friends is how you become or something like the influence is a real thing, you know? Like who you surround yourself by affects you. But it's like it makes me think of being the salt of the world and representing Christ. So it's like I think like you said, it's okay and to be in these circles, but at the same time it's like maybe
Yeah,
from a little distance, you know? Because it's
yeah,
like me, when I first came to my faith, I had two friends, and one was like really of the world, and one was really religious, not even religious, but like of God. And I just felt like I was trying to do both. I was trying to live in the world and live for Christ, and it just wasn't a good mix. Like I felt like I was being pulled this way, being pulled that way, and I was never really setting a good, solid foundation of Christ. So it's like it's definitely tough, you know, but I feel like it's definitely okay. And it's like sometimes you're called to be somewhere to spread that light, you know, especially if they're unbelievers. But at the same time, it's like, I think that if you're called to leave, is you know,
yeah,
it's like, what are you gonna do?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. It's like I was gonna ask you, is it dangerous to hang out with those worldly friends? Just hang out simply.
No, oh, and it's really up to where you're at in your walk with God and where you're at in that moment in time. Like I'll give a personal example. Um I had a friend, one of my best friends, have a gender reveal party at his house for a baby that him and his wife are gonna have. He's one of the three college roommates I had, um, and the other two came down, or the other three of my other college friends came down to celebrate that. And I was excited because I was going to spend the whole weekend with my other friends, and then I was going to see him and celebrate his baby. and him and his family are very, very spiritual, very Christ following people. So it was all over the party. It was all on everybody's topics, and I got to see like how hanging out with my worldly college friends compared to them was, and like while there was more like sinful things getting thrown around and spoken about, like I still felt like secure in my faith, you know? I don't know. And
Hmm.
it's hard. It's a I wish I could give more context to the example, but really it was just like I was able to not succumb, but also not exile myself from their friendship and kinship, you know? It's just
Yeah.
normal. Just gotta be
Yeah.
careful.
I, yeah, for sure. I feel like for me personally, it's dangerous. Like I will
Hmm.
succumb so quick, just give me a reason pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like for me, I cut off that right hand. I
Hmm.
try, but it's like it's also so hard because like no one's perfect. There's always gonna be people, but it's like I said, it's like where you lay your foundation with should matter. So I'm just really trying to fill my life with Christ-driven people for sure. It's like
Hmm.
sometimes you think something's from God. How do you discern?
2 years into like following Christ, I still feel like such a baby because I look at other people and they like just have so much like biblical background to it. Like they can refer to verses and stuff pretty much like every question. But the sermon for me, like I just I feel like anything you could think, see, or do is of God or from something else. And I feel like the more that you talk to God and read the Bible and see what God has to say, the more you will be able to classify what's in front of your eyes, and beyond there it's really just having a will to abide by godliness in your life, you know? Like it almost becomes a choice, you know? But
Mhm.
it is like a process. Like I would say like sin when I was 3 months into talking to Christ definitely was still something that I didn't have any like some of my sins I didn't have conviction over him because I didn't know that it was not of God, even though I was like talking to God and pursuing Him. But it just comes with time, I guess, and
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah, and
just
I think
you got it.
uh I was gonna say I think you kind of like nailed it on the head when you said it's like talking to Christ, being with him, reading his word. It's like one example I told my mom a while back was like if you're so far from God, how are you gonna hear him when he speaks? So it's like it's just like building that relationship for sure.
Off that, like definitely not being far from Him, you're not going to hear Him, you know. But also, like if you're just drowning out any quiet in your brain, I guess. Like I mean, like, how stereotypical is it for us to get up, roll over, look at our phone, doom scroll? Like, and then even to me, like, even like days like modern, like up to today, like, I will get on my phone at work and the 2 seconds that I have that no one's like looking and I'm just taking a break by like scrolling on Twitter or something. And it's like just constantly drowning yourself out. I feel like it's a lot harder to hear God, especially when like all that's on the internet is just like terribleness, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that for sure. It's like you're just clouding your mind with other stuff. And it's like that's one thing I look at too. It's like sometimes I have trouble just simply praying. Like I remember I used to like pray when I woke up, when I went to bed throughout the day. And sometimes it's like so hard. Like sometimes I make it that thought. It's like, okay, let me pray. And for some reason it's just so difficult. But I look at like, okay, but I could look at this 30-minute YouTube video, no interruptions. I could go
Hmm.
do this, I could go do that. But it's like how simple is it to just talk to God, you know? He makes it so simple.
Hmm.
And as far as like friends go, having that friend group, how important would you say is communication and accountability? Because you touched
A
the
lot.
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, it's honestly everything. Like iron sharpen iron. Like it only works if both parties have a desire to be closer and
Yeah.
stronger in God. So if you're trying to sharpen something that's not um, someone who's not ready to willfully sharpen themselves through God, then it's kind of it's not going to work. I actually in the sermon from last week, I think it was Ephesians 4 something. It was Paul was might have been another verse, but Paul said, if you're talking to an unbeliever, or I don't remember what he says, but basically, like if you talk to an unbeliever and you approach them twice with the gospel and they reject it, move on because they're not ready. Um,
Dang. I
yeah,
think it's difficult too, because like one thing that I struggle with is like I want everyone to be the best that they can be. Some people don't want that for themselves. What should you do in those situations? Like you think it's just you don't want to just leave them for dead, but
I will. I guess for me, like I had a really hard time in the first year of salvation because it was like, dude, I'm saved. I understand what this means now. Like you're my best friend. Like you need to get saved. But that's I did not
yeah.
like I don't think that's a good way, to go
Mm,
about it. To deal with that feeling like I'm just leaving them for dead. Like some of these interactions that we have with people is like one of like the 35,000, whatever the number is, of interactions they'll have in their entire lifetime. It's a very, very small, small part. So I think just knowing that you have such a small influence on their like soul, just being like, I'm going to give you the most humble, quiet love and prayers because I know that that's what God will work through, I guess. Definitely quiet, not bad boasting or bashful, I guess. Sorry, I'm
what do you
kind of
mean like
rambling.
like I'm trying to figure it out. Like you're talking about like leave them but pray for them still or just like what do you
Yeah, leave them and pray for them, but like don't make it a thing like I'm going to leave you. Just be as loving and as nurturing as you can
mm,
to that relationship. But
mm.
yeah, step back. I mean, not even like yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you. Because it's like sometimes even for me it's like I kind of feel like so holy or so righteous where like it's almost like it's like I almost feel like I'm better than these people because I have God and they don't. And it's like that's something that's like that's dangerous, because it's like I guess it's like prideful,
Hmm.
And that's not ever how I want to come off. But sometimes it's like I don't know, it's like I really try so hard, but like you said,
Hmm.
man, sometimes you just gotta leave silently. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
How many friends do you have that you would say are like spiritual in following Christ versus like in just in the world for whatever their other views are?
Um, I mean, I have a pretty cold definition of friends. So it's like I have a lot of acquaintances that are of the world that like,
Hmm.
but I don't really consider them friends per se. I would say I have like two friends, like two solid friends, three, and they're all, biblical. They're all in their faith. And it's like I really try to make that my surroundings, it's because like it's like these worldly friends I have, it's like it's really just to like go out, but it's like I don't do that anymore. So it's almost like I don't want to just leave them for dead either. I be preaching to them. Sometimes I succumb and I go out with them, we drink, smoke, whatever. And so I would say I probably have more worldly people. I mean, that's I'm like including church, people I go to church with, like they're one text away too, but they're also not my friends. So it's
Hmm.
like I don't know, that's a difficult question. I don't
Yeah.
know. What about you? Just all faith?
Uh, I wouldn't even know. I don't. I mean, I have my friends that I made throughout my life that I talk to virtually, and then I have my coworkers and my girlfriend that I see in my real life. So it's really not. I don't have that many people I interact with in real life, but most of the people I interact with are somewhere in the middle, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like that's something I definitely have to keep doing better at is just fellowship, surrounding myself with like Christ-driven people. Cause it's like I said, like man, I used to like live in the world. Like I used to have these worldly friends, try to do both. It's like that does not work.
Hmm.
It's like for people who are in those situations where like they want to seek better friends, maybe they're looking around them like these people aren't really it for me, or like I want more for my life and my friends, but they're scared. They don't know what that looks like. Like, what would you tell those people?
Trust in God. It sounds so.
Just thank
It
God.
sounds so corny. Like I heard it my whole life, and I heard all these things, but it's so true. And nothing.
Mhm.
There's nothing more secure than putting your trust in God. Like we talked on another episode somewhere else last 2 weeks ago, and you were like, Like literally, it took just having God in your life to give you the confidence to leave the friends who you thought that you needed to leave. So it all starts and ends with God, as
Yeah. Yeah,
as
not really though, cause it's like it says walk by faith, not by sight. Cause it's like if we walk by sight, these things wouldn't make sense, you know? So it's definitely like also like those moments where like you don't know what it looks like, but he's calling you to trust in him. I feel like those are really like every moment is important and good with God, but it's like I feel like those are really the moments where it's like
hmm
he's really trying to do I don't know, you know, it's like he's really trying to do
yeah,
something in you or in your life, you know?
he's gonna
Um,
challenge you. I feel because like we do not live the way that he intended for us to live, and like if you're gonna try and follow him, he's gonna be like, all right, well, then I need you to stop these things, and
yeah, I think a wake up call. It's like he kind of corrects you in all these things in your life, and it's like you see how messed up you are, essentially.
hmm
But for you, what's next for you? You also have a podcast. I'll put that in the link below as well. We also have we had an episode, me and you.
yeah, yeah, we definitely. What did we even talk about in our episode? Where we were just yapping.
You were
I don't
just
remember.
yapping,
Yeah, we're
talking
just
about
yapping.
God for sure.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
I think I might
Um.
have to rewatch it.
Yeah, me too. You know what's tough is like I was so worried about like I was like, okay, this is a podcast. I'm trying to reach people. It needs to be in like a format, not even a format. It just needs to be at a level that people like can listen to. And I was put so much focus into like trying to be what I thought a podcast should be that I was literally like in the podcast I told you like something I've been working on is listening, and I wasn't listening that well in that podcast. And it just is like walking with God is sometimes hard because it's like every day I just show myself how I'm still like not there, and I still can be better to my friends and the people that I love. So thank you for having
Mhm.
me on. I hope we can continue to do more episodes because I really enjoy speaking about God. And I definitely think that we talk about it in a way that people our age can resonate with.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to keep having people on, but at the same time, it's like I feel like I just be yapping sometimes as well. So it's like I feel like for sure, I don't know. I don't ever want to be the only one talking, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
you know? So I don't know. I'm thinking about having like some solo episodes as well. You have solo, right?
Yeah, I have two out of the four. One of the other ones I read through Romans with my friend Jared, but I was just kind of yapping on the other ones, and it's your
Yeah.
podcast. She told me it's your podcast, bro.
Yeah. So you got anything exciting coming up or just what's new for you? Where you heading?
Well, I'm gonna propose to my girlfriend this weekend, so
Okay, okay. Oh, this weekend?
yeah.
I thought you were planning it. I didn't know
No,
it was gonna be that quick.
it's coming to fruition. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
What about
I
you?
mean, me, oh, I just got another job today.
Oh,
So there's
really?
that. Yeah,
Where
I'm gonna
at?
be a
Or what are you
server.
doing? Nice.
I'm gonna be a server, yeah. I don't know. It's like I was really nervous going into it too. And it's like I don't really get nervous for interviews because I'm just kind of confident in myself on what I could do, like my skill
hmm
set. I was just like really nervous because it was two interviews. It was one last week and then the second follow-up this week. But I was like, my heart was pumping. Like some other person came in, he was like really dressed well, and I was like, damn, that's my competition. And then like when I just went into it, it's like I waited an hour, and like they it was at 3:30. I came in at 3:15. They interviewed me at like 4:20. I was like,
Wow.
dang. And then it was only for like they asked me one question, and then they were like, yeah, we like you. We're gonna bring you on. So it's really just I was just really trusting in God. I was like, man, I'm just like I was nervous, man. I didn't know what to say, what they were gonna ask or nothing, but I
What
feel
was the
like God really
question?
just provided. You said what?
What was the question they asked you?
They said, "What brings you here?" And then I like y'all's core values. I like being able to work together as a team. And they're like, "Yeah, no, we like you, I guess." So it was like an hour for 5 seconds. I'm not
hmm
gonna complain about that. But
Yeah.
and I feel like God's really been working with me and my patience because I feel like my impatience has been iffy, especially driving. But yeah. That's it. That's gonna be it for this episode. I don't think it's gonna be too long. Hopefully, I don't think it was too long. Um, but that's it. Thank y'all for watching, and go check out Tanner's podcast as well, Bearing the Burden. What do you think about this podcast? The Golden Shack, the
I
name.
like it. Dude, I like it. I saw when I got back on like the art thing that I told you about. I saw your little shack and I was like coming up with names in my head as to what it could be. And I thought it was gonna be the lighthouse.
Okay,
But the
okay,
Golden
the
Shack is
lighthouse.
so much better and it's I like your vibes. I think if you stick with it, you're gonna like really pop off. You got a good
Yeah.
podcast voice.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I feel like today's my voice is itchy, like real
Really?
raspy. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, no, I've gotten like mixed reviews. It's like some people hate it, some people love it, but like me, I love it. I'm gonna keep it. But
Is there a story behind it? Like any meaning?
just the meaning, yeah, it's like the gold is valuable allegedly, and the shack is like when you think of a shack, it's like beat down, broken, no good. So it's like the golden shack is like putting value in things that aren't valuable, and I think that's like really where Christ works in people. He works in broken people, so it's like he's bringing the light into us and the world. So that's kind of like where the meaning behind it. You
Wow.
like it better
Oh, those are
now?
great. Yes, I
Okay.
love it. Yes, that's and staple that all over your socials. That was from God right there.
All right, well, that's gonna be it. Appreciate everyone for watching and take care.